Oh, I saw a falling Nilo Rio somewhere. Hello, Nilo Rio. Where are you? There he is. What's up? Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Monkeypuzzle, and now it's episode number 81 of Monkeyrenching the Beast. Yeah. Anyway, we're over here sitting on our core of our mothership. Hasn't changed much yet. 81. That's right. That's a lot. Getting towards the end of this series, although I'm loath to say goodbye. We're going to be moving on as soon as good 1.6 pack stabilizes that we want to use or customize, whatever. And in the meantime, trying to finish up all our projects here, which is kind of impossible, but this is going to be the ship that takes us out of here. So last episode, we were calling it the Mothership, and we had some good suggestions from our viewers, from our loyal, wonderful, friendly, nice subscribers. Let me see, Life-Size Teddy Bear, a very long-time subscriber, perennial suggester of good ideas, suggested the Golga Frencham Arc Fleet B, or B-Arc for short. I believe that's a Doctor Who reference. I haven't really gotten too into Doctor Who yet, which this means it's there for me to do. It's something I can watch when I'm ready. I think that's a great reference. I don't think it rolls off the tongue too well, though. Golga Frencham. I don't know if it's supposed to. And then another long-time loyal subscriber, fan, viewer, Numbers. I actually have to go look up his full name. Just a sec. Numbers 141141. Just couldn't remember all the numbers. Anyway, Numbers suggested Mater Navim, which is Latin for mothership, which is very cool as well. And then Speed Racer 123222. He suggested the Monkey Cruiser. And I have to say, I think Monkey Cruiser is my favorite so far. It's got that little pizzang and definitely represents the tone here. People can suggest more names, definitely open to it. But for now, I think this is the Monkey Cruiser. And it's what's going to take us out of here to the next mod pack. Figuratively speaking, of course, and it's also kind of a nice goodbye to Red Power if we never see it again. Anyway, oh yeah, and just wanted to mention our videos have not been coming out too often this week, and we don't talk too much about our personal lives here, but just need to mention, so for y'all's patience, that we have to move in real life, and so we're busy looking for a new place, and then we're going to be moving. So all these things are going to take a dent out of our production schedule. I'll try to keep them going as much as I can. Nilo, of course, wants the Nilo Cruiser. But yeah, if there's some gap in our schedules, please be patient with us. And that was him probably pushing me off, as Nilo Rios are prone to do. Or maybe that was me. Who knows? No, that was him. I saw him. Anyway, before I run out of energy in my gravity suit chest plate, let me show you a few changes I made here. I made this go faster, at least relatively faster. Frames don't move that fast no matter what you do, but I've actually doubled the speed on it. So what I did here is kind of a, a pulse lengthener, where part of the delay before for the moving, we got these frame motors hooked up here. Okay, I take the blame. Was that the power had to come all the way through this repeater before it got to here. So there was already like a delay before it even got there. So we have from the timer, the power goes directly to it and then also goes through the repeater. So I'll turn that on so you can see it. And so you can see we're cruising much faster now. And problem with doing it this way is sometimes you'll get a little blip that it'll come from here, and then there'll be a little delay, and then it'll come from here. The reason it doesn't do it is that when the thing moves, and the timer's right there, it actually holds the timer in position while it's moving. So we get a nice smooth lengthened pulse here that's enough for the motor to go there and come back into place. So it pushes the whole ship over, and then that motor pushes it back. So it's pretty good. We're moving like a block every 2 seconds now, and we were like every 4 or 5 seconds before. So we've effectively doubled the speed on that side. And then down below, you know, and that's the same for moving in all the X, Y, not Y, but X and Z, any of those 4 directions. So got it faster that way. Down below I've learned another way to do a pulse lengthener with red power. It gets its signal coming from this timer right here, and then this here is an RS NOR latch. I'm about to fall down. I better give myself something to stand on real quick. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Before we fall. Okay. What happens is that turns the power on, and it's going to stay on until it gets a signal from this side. That turns this off, which allows the this timer to turn on, and whatever this timer is set for is how long the pulse will stay on. So I can't show you because I don't have any energy. I'll be right back. Okay, all charged up and back over here. Let me see. Let me get rid of my little temporary standing place. Water Nilo. Where? Aha. He comes from the depths. Okay, so let me get these out of here. Alright, and then let me show you the speed at which it goes up and down. I forget which is which. That's down. And I put a little cover on the bottom too so that it wouldn't stick to things when it goes down. And Nilo goes up and down as well. So I think I got this to, what are we, every 2-3 seconds? Let's see. 2.750 is the best I could do with it, I figured out, for that to work right. So that's not bad. This was definitely 5 seconds before. So we've increased our speed. Make it go down. Okay. Go down. Can't go too far down though, because I don't know what it'll do in water. And I don't really want to mess with that right now. So definitely have to keep it from hitting the water blocks. Anyway, so those are some improvements we made in the Monkey Cruiser core. Next time, when it's not already Nilo Rio's bedtime like it is right now, we are going to make it into a real ship. So that comes next. In the meantime, let me take you back over to the warehouse. I got a little project I want to finish here. Something you guys have probably seen before, but we haven't finished it in this world. And it was kind of the end of another project before. So somewhere over here, I think I got it ready to go. Yep, you know what these are. Soul cages. So we got 4 of those made. And that gives away what we're going to do next. So I got it pretty much set up over here, once the world loads in, to make a little 4 tier 5 spawner blaze farm, basically. Nothing too big deal that you haven't seen before, but this is going to be a source of more XP for us. Why can't I fly? There we go. More XP, and also it's going to be an energy source with all those blaze rods. Want to do a little bit of fancy stuff to it though. Is I want to make it so that you can turn each one on and off. Gonna have them 2 lower from the ceiling, and Nilo Rio is being very productively helpful, I can see, by trying to blow me around. What I don't know is if the soul cages will work like that. Actually, I need some red insulated wire. Oh, it's so windy in here. We must have a draft. Must have left a window open. So I bet I could do that. Yep. So that'll work. So that's a way to connect them. It also keeps the blazes from spawning right on top, hopefully. Hopefully they won't get stuck on this little edge there. I'll have to use some micro blocks or something if it does, which I'm sure we could do. But yeah, I want to make these be able to be turned on and off independently. So there we go. I'm going to finish putting all these soul cages on these, just like that. And then I'll get back to you right after that to show you the next part, especially because I'm going to have to go get a little bit more red alloy wire. But you see how this is going. Okay, there they are on their stone-jacketed redstone wire holders, which are going to turn them on and off. And we can always replace these with any kind of soul shards we want later on if we need to generate other products here. I've got it so this whole area is 10 high, which I figured is enough to get it so that when they're down here, even if they're jumping, they'll be out of range of the spawners, so that these should still be producing 6 blazes at a time. I forget how often. We'll see. But because this might produce too many for the system to handle, you know, that could be 24 blazes at a time, which is quite a lot. I want to make it so that I can switch these off independently. So that's what we're going to do. Right here is going to be the control panel. So 4 levers go right here. For now, I'm going to send them to the Skelly Spawner XP grinder, the XP turtle enchanting thingy do over there. And I'll see if that can handle it. It's got the 3 melee turtles in there. Well, that will give me some information about whether or not that is adequate. It may or may not be. And that may be too noisy over there, though. You know, we'll be hearing the blazes all the time, and they make those giant knocking sounds. So eventually, I think I'll put their system in here. But for now, that will test what we're going to need to do around that. So let's go ahead and wire these up. I'm going to use one more new red power thing to me that I haven't used before, although it's old news for red power heads. So we got the stone jacketed wire coming up in here. Let's do one more red alloy wire so that we can connect somewhere. And then I've made, let's see, make some space here. I've made these, this insulated wire, which I haven't used before. So let's go ahead and see if we can hook these up to that. Yep, that works. So this will be blue. And I'll have to keep track of which is which later. And then let's bring it over, bring it down, and then do the same thing. Maybe I need a little bit more room here. Ooh, that's a little too much. Man, my drill is just too OP right now. I've got it up to efficiency 4. And it's great for like when you need to drill down or excavate real quick. But otherwise, and then so this one, we'll make another color. It's connected up over there. And I guess we might as well make this one red. And then we want to hook these up to bundled cable, which is I've never used before, but apparently you can hook all the colors of wire up to it and then carry them all together. So we don't have to separate red alloy wire with micro blocks. And these wouldn't touch anyway, but we just can run one single cable down here. And then we can extract the various colors when we get to the other side. So we're going to need to go ahead and then grab this one more time. So this one could be, let's call it purple. It looks like it connected just fine over there. And go ahead and bring it over here around the corner, connect it up to that. And see, just need a little bit more space here probably. Another hole in the ceiling. Okay. And from this one, we've got orange left. So we'll grab the orange and, oops, there we go. All right, so we've got all 4 hooked up. I'm sure that's fine doing that. It kind of bugs me though, so the neat freak in me wants that to be better. So let's just go ahead and break this and make it go around that way. And this, make sure that we don't get monsters in here. Okay, so we got 4 colors connected, so we can control each of these independently. And then the last thing to do is just going to be to take this down here. So that's not too bad. Bring that down. And then I'll just have to figure out when I get down here. Oops. Oh, I guess I ran out of it. So I'll make a little bit more and be right back. So bundle cable is pretty easy if you don't already know. You just make a little cross of an insulated wire, any color, with string in each of the 4 corners. The insulated wire is just like this, the red alloy ingots with wool on each side, whatever color you want it to be. And then here it is. So let's just go ahead and make a bunch. We got 22 more bundled cables, and back over here to finish rigging this up. Okay, so we just need to bring this down. And I did most of the work beforehand on this because I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of Blaze farms, but just going ahead with it. So I think we did, in order, we did blue, and then we did red, and then we did purple, and then we did orange. I probably could have done it even more efficiently, but I think that's good enough. Hopefully that works. Let's see. So this would be the far back one. Let's see if we can see a little redness. Let's do the front one. I'm not seeing that glow red. So let me go up there and troubleshoot what we did. Are we able to go up that hole with all this wire? We are. Okay, so we've got these 2 back here turned on, and for some reason they're not connecting unless they're not unless they're not able to pick up the signal over there. Obviously didn't go as seamlessly as I thought. Every time I do something for the first time, never works out quite right. It looks like they're just not picking up the signal from the block, so that must be the issue. We're gonna have to do something like that. If I can get one of those on there, that's interesting. I'm not able to put red alloy wire onto here. I guess it has to connect to the okay, well, let me figure out how to connect a red alloy wire to these things. I'll be right back. Okay, so all I did was just pull this all back a little bit so that I can wrap this wire, this bundled cable, back this way. We'll get it along the floor, and I think if we do this horizontally, it should work. So if we do the blue, red, purple, orange, and then we can do the alloy wire like that, and that should pick up the signal there. So that should work. And if we did it this way, we're going to need these, because the whole point of the insulated cable was being able to not have the signals cross right here, avoid having to do this much work, but we have to do a little bit of it. So let's just get a couple more of these, or 4 more of those, which more than we need, maybe. There we go. And that should do it. So, okay, now we've got, should have 4 independently controlled T5 spawner soul cages, or soul cages at least. We're going to put the T5 soul shards in them. So I see them glowing red, so we know that works. That's awesome. So we can go ahead, take that out, and close this up, I believe. And I went ahead and lit up the front of this, inside of this, because I read that the T5 soul cages, they work independently of light levels. So I'm going to go ahead and just close this up, and then we'll go get our, just leave enough room to get in there, maybe like right here, because we're going to have to get out. Actually, you know what? If we have them all on, they shouldn't even work to begin with. But I'm going to go ahead and fill most of this in, and I'll be right back with you. Gotta love those glass viewers. I love that. And if I took a little more time with it, I'd go out and take some of these textures out even. Make it nice and clear with that boundary around the edge. So we just got a little way in. One other thing I got to do to make this whole thing work is we need to get the blazes over here with our XP enchanting turtles and melee turtles. So let me go ahead, turn off the skellies. Make sure there's nobody in there, and then we need to make our way in here. These guys are full of XP already, so let me just go around the back way. Come around back here. And hopefully that's all the skellies. Shouldn't really matter, because in the quantum suit, it'd be very hard for them to hurt you. But just need to go ahead, get a linking book for right inside here. So got no fall damage this time, but they are going to be softened up by the water that's going to be gathering them. But and some of them might die. The good thing in this situation is that the why can't I get out of here? Something about the relative heights of these things. The good thing in this situation is that the with the T5 spawner, even if the blazes die from water damage, we'll still be getting their drops, which is different than the vanilla ones. So have a feeling that some of my blocks got eaten up. Gosh, I got all this stuff. Got eaten up by in here. Let me see if I can track them down. Anyway, I'm going to put this back together, and I'll show you the last step. Okay, got that healed up. And so one other thing I just realized is we're going to need a barrel over here, extra dimensionally upgraded. And let me find, where might I have a blaze rod, and go ahead and tell it that no, you're not arrows, you're now blaze rods. And put one in there for good measure. So I think the blaze rod should go over here. Eventually we'll cut into here and put an item tesseract below it to send it where we want to send it. Right now we're using generators over at the B base to make EU over there. That's probably where the excess will go. But we're just going to see if we can kill them and get the XP and collect them for now. Let me see. I think that's good to go. Oh yeah, we need to modify that link book we just made. So this is this and that's into the turtle XP grinder something or other. Okay, good enough. And got that. What else? Oh yeah, let's go get our soul shards if I can walk here. Okay, over at the Blaze Farm we made several episodes ago our nice oil based I'm still flying Blaze Farm right here. Collected them down here, literally killed the thousands of blazes that it took. There they go. Hello everybody. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice for the cause. And in here, we've got 3 times 4. We've got 12 of them, which is quite a lot. Probably turn the rest of these into other kinds of soul shards for now. But let's use up these 4 and use them for what they're good for. So let's head back to the Savannah base. And never done this before, but I believe we have everything we need at this point. We'll see if I've forgotten anything. So let's use a little bit of energy I got left and get in here. And we're going to need to put this in there. Oops. So can I do it through the water? There it is. Okay, so that should go there. Excellent. So you can see how they're all going to get gathered up in here. I made this 3 wide just so they don't bunch up in one little single hole here. So they should all fall into there pretty easily. Some of them may die first, but then their blaze rods will just get sent over there as well and collected if I got everything right. Hopefully that won't stuff won't collect down there. I don't see why it would. They get caught before, just as soon as they hit that portal. So let's go ahead. Well, I can't seal that up yet because I need to put the shards in there. And what I want to do first is make sure I don't have too many complications while I do it. So let's give them all a redstone signal, which hopefully I got it right. Hopefully the redstone signal is what turns them off. Let's see if I can get in here. There we go. And let's put our first one in ever. So many people have done this for so long, and this is the first time I've ever used these. I was resistant to them for a while. The only way I could feel good about it is to make a real blaze farm first. By real, I mean vanilla, sort of. You know, I moved the spawners with the portal gun. You know, so it was FTB enhanced, but with real vanilla spawners, and killed every single one of the blazes to get to those tiers. Of course, I did it en masse, but you know, you can't do it one by one, really. With the help of our awesome sword, the whatchamacallit sword, where is it? I think it's in this pouch. That one, Ultimo. Okay. Still don't remember the name of it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So I guess we've reached the moment of truth here. Time to go ahead and switch these off. Now this may be a lot, and we'll see if our little thing can handle it. Woo, that's a lot of blazes. Oh my goodness. That's nuts. Wow. Okay, let's go over here and see what's happening. Can the turtles handle this? It seems like they're doing alright so far. These are going over here. If this works right too, what's going to happen is this is really going to speed up the rate at which this guy can accumulate levels to enchant with. Because before it was pretty slow with the skellies, and we would have the same number show up about 3 or 4 times before it went up to the next one. So far it looks like it's going up by factors of that went up by 3, over here went up by 6. So the number of enchanted books we're going to get out of this is much higher too. Wow, okay, well it seems to be keeping up so far. I don't know how many are actually making it in there and how many are just like bunching up down here. Wow. I've seen a lot of blazes accumulate in a grinder, but I can't say I've ever seen this many spawning at one time, except maybe in a Vex map, some carried away places, but not. I don't think he's even done this to us. Wow, okay, well I'm going to let this run for a little bit, and then I'll make my evaluations about its functionality. Alright, I let it run for a while. It's been about 5-10 minutes, something like that. It seems to be staying at a constant entity level around 70. It goes between 70 and 80. So They're definitely not all making it into the Mystcraft portal, but they're not building up to out of control numbers either. I am getting some dudes hanging out on top of the cages here, so I'm going to have to put some micro blocks around those. By the way, didn't really fully mention it, but the thing about this spawner and grinder and all the grinders I make is it conforms to the vanilla spawning mechanics, which these soul cages still conform to some amount. Like, they don't care about light level, and they just pump out incredible numbers of mobs, but they still have the space, same spawning space around them, and they still need these guys to get out of the way. So these ones with these guys hanging, instead of making their 6 maximum, they're making that minus the number of dudes hanging out on top of each one. So this is pretty much a maximum efficiency setup here for these things. So what I'm going to do, besides covering those up so they can't hang out on top, is I'm going to expand the size of the Mystcraft portal here. I don't know if I need to get every one of these guys into there, because it might overwhelm it. You can see them flying across here, so you can kind of see the rate at which they're making it in. You know, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looks like 8. So definitely not as many as could come in. I could make this whole thing into a Mystcraft portal probably, and they'd go straight in. They wouldn't get softened up by the water first, which would be one of the downsides of that. And I don't know if I need them all going in there anyway, but let me play with it a little bit, and I'll show you those modifications in a second. So there you have it. I covered those with the covers, and expanded this hole quite a bit for the portal. Instead of just a 3 wide slit, it's now 3 by, what is that, 3 by 5, so a lot more space to fall in. Had to use the signs to keep the water from going in. Water didn't stop the portal, but they swim on top of it, which keeps them from going down all the time. So hopefully that works better. I could have just as well used open fence gates, but those can be a little finicky when they get updated and open and close. So not the prettiest, but it works. So let's go ahead and verify that that it works. So hopefully we'll get a few more in the XP system now, and get more XP out of them. We still were getting all of the drops, but now we'll hopefully get more XP. So let's turn everybody on. It's really cool being able to turn them on and off and not have to worry about light levels. So we should pretty quickly see a whole bunch of them teleporting over there. Yeah, it looks like it's a lot faster, a lot more of them. Still won't be all of them, but like I said, it doesn't need to be, as long as we get a whole bunch of them. And I can still make it wider as I need to. I just need to use a lot more signs. Let's see how it's doing over here. Oh yeah, it's full of guys, and they can see me in there. Apparently that's why they're all on fire, but I don't think they can shoot me. They're trying. Yeah, and the turtles are having a harder time keeping up now, for sure. Let me make sure all the turtles are functioning. Sometimes when the server gets turned on and off, the turtles won't be working. So let's see. Let's turn it off for a second while I did that. So now I know all the turtles are going for sure. We'll try it one more time. Yeah, I don't like how they get clogged up in there, but it's to be expected. So many blazes, and just in the time that I've been playing with this, we've accumulated 23 stacks, 24 stacks, and counting of blaze rods. So this is pretty OP power source. I'm glad I saved this to the end of the series because, yeah, that's quite a bit. Oh, look, they start burning while they're transporting. They can see me while they're doing that. Oh, right about here, they see me. They start flaming. So let me see, how many entities do we have in here? It's hovering about 50. Wow. So that might be a bit too much. We'll see how it handles it. Again, I'm going to let this run for a little while. We'll see how it is. And anyway, there's more tweaking and playing to do with it, but you guys get the point. I'll sign off in just a second. It's funny, I turned this off, and there's actually quite a few entities that you can see already, like 63 entities. So I'm not sure what that is, if that's the barrels or what. But it seems to be handling it all right. I'm going to turn it back on one more time. And so if that was at like 60 before, we're only getting up to like 70 or 80. It seems to be hanging in there all right. So anyway, I'm going to call this a success for now. Let's see how it's doing with XP. So we're going up really fast now. That's pretty amazing. Because before, like I said, it would like be on 3 like for like 3, 4, 5 times. Now it's jumping up to 18. So we're gonna be going through books like mad right now. So we're gonna have tons of enchanted books and tons of blaze rods. It's gonna watch it get up to 31 time. It's gonna be the very next time it checks. Yep, there goes. There's a book. So really increase the rate of that, and because of course blazes give way more XP than skeletons, and there's way more blazes than there were skeletons, and now we're up to 33 stacks of blaze rods already. This is definitely something we're not going to leave running all the time, but just on that note too, the up there, that little black thing, that's a chunk loader right there that keeps this loaded. So this will work when it's on. It'll work whether I'm here or not. Anyway, we got a blaze party going on. I'm gonna call that it for today. I got a bunch of work this weekend, so I'm not gonna be able to get another episode out until after the weekend, probably about Monday. So sorry about that, but bear with me. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Just some blips in the schedule. Not that I ever really had one. But yeah, I'll keep them coming as best I can. I got to catch up with Infernal Minds too. Not that all of you are watching that at nearly the same rate as this, but I want to finish it. That's my personal challenge, and I'm going to. I'm not going to leave it halfway. Anyway, this is Monkeypuzzle. Hope you enjoyed this ridiculous amount of blazes. Next time, most likely, Nilo, Rio, and I are going to be working some more on the Monkey Cruiser. I also got some more Thaumcraft research to do with all those knowledge fragments, and plenty of other projects too. No lack of ideas in this world yet, but we're going to find a wrapping point somewhere at some point. Okay, bye-bye.